Hello, Radiant Church. Welcome. Come on in. I am very excited to help you plan and prepare to have a Passover Sedar in your own home this year. So we're the Stahl family. Hey, say hi, guys.
Hi.
There's a few over there. And we've done Passover for many, many years. And I'm really excited to do it this year because this is the first time we're all going to be home together. Usually my big boys are on missions trips or a spring break trip or something like that. And so this will actually be the first time that all of us as a family of 8 will get to do Passover together. So I'm really excited for that. But I'm going to give you a quick who, what, when, where, and why for Passover, and then the how to. So first, the who is you. Passover is a feast for the people of God. And it is about God and about Jesus Christ, our Passover Lamb. What is it? It's a feast that commemorates and retells the story of the Exodus of God delivering his people. And it reminds us as well that he is the same God today that delivers us through the blood of Jesus Christ, who's our Passover Lamb. So Passover accomplishes this through food and questions and symbolism and even a game of hide and seek. So it's very fun and interactive. Who, what, when? When? Passover is part of Holy Week and it leads up to Easter. This year, it takes place on April 8th on a Wednesday evening, and traditionally it begins at sundown. Who, what, when, where? In your home. That's a no-brainer this year. It's going to be in your home, stay at home, do Passover with your family or your roommates. And if you live alone and we're in this quarantine right now, you can Zoom in or FaceTime with the Stahls and have Passover with us, or if there's another group of family or friends that you prefer, chime in with them, or it could just be a sweet night with you and Jesus. So who, what, when, where, why? Why do we celebrate Passover? Because it is a fun and meaningful way to remember what God has done and to tell our children the story and just be in wonder of what he's done. And also this year, I think it's such a sweet opportunity because this is where God has his people in our homes right now with our families. And even the night of Passover, he said, everyone to your homes, close the door, put the blood of the Passover lamb over, and you will be safe. And so we're kind of in that same sort of situation where we are in our homes together. And so we get to get in that little tight-knit group that God has put us in and share Passover together. So that's why we're going to do it as Radiant Family. And now I'm going to give you the how-to. All right, so I've got my girls over here. They are helping me make the haroset for the Seder plate. And I'm just going to go over the how-to with you right now. First thing you're going to need to do your Seder is the Haggadah, and this is the name for our little booklet that we made for you. You can download it after this, and it has instructions, it has a glossary, it has a list, has recipes, it has everything for you to be able to do your Seder. Brent, can you come over here? I'm going to have Brent talk about the Haggadah because I prepare all the food ahead of time, but he's the one that leads us through the little booklet and actually leads the night once we sit down. So tell us about Passover.
Yes.
What you think.
First of all, I love Passover. It is a very fun evening, and the first time that Monica asked me to do it, I said, yeah, go for it. And then I realized I had a role to play, and I was like, uh-oh. But then, you know what, once I did it, it's really simple. It's scripted out. It really is. It's rather simple, and it's a great way to lead your family. So if I can do it, you definitely can do it too.
Yes, and you do it great, and I love when you lead. It's wonderful. Okay, so you're going to have your Haggadah, your booklet. It's going to tell you everything, and you're going to need a Seder plate. This is my Seder plate that I made our very first Passover together when Gracie was still in diapers. She was still in diapers, so if you have little ones, don't worry about it. You can do it. It is great for kids as well. You'll need your Seder plate, something that just has 6 spots set aside for the elements. You can use a paper plate or a plastic plate. You can get a platter and put little small bowls on it, just something that has 6 spots for the items. Okay, so your booklet, your Seder plate, and your items. All right, you're going to need a bitter root of some sort, ginger, or I always have radishes. A radish, you're gonna need some parsley. You are going to need an egg. You are going to need some horseradish or even wasabi, just something that can like bring a tear to your eye. Put some of that on your plate, and you're gonna need a shank bone. Now, we have never used a shank bone. We don't ever have that laying around, but can you see this little guy? Lego bones work. You could use a Lego bone, you could use a stick. I think, you know, the kids can be creative, or you can be creative with that. Something that represents a bone, and the haraset. Are you girls done with the haraset?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put the haraset on the plate, and why don't you girls tell us what, and here's what the haraset looks like. It's like brick and mortar. It represents the brick and mortar that the slaves had to make. So Grace, tell us what your favorite part about Passover is.
My favorite part about Passover is definitely when we're just sitting down and listening to the stories and just like knowing about the past and what we're like meant to do with this. Yeah.
Yes, it's such a sweet time around the table. What's your favorite part, Benjina?
My favorite part is when we, when the grown-ups hide the bread and you have to find it and you get like a prize afterwards.
Yes, you get to look for a prize. Okay, I'm gonna get this, boop, boop. I'm gonna put some of that on there, and we've got our Seder plate ready. And now, one more thing I'm gonna take you through is the table. I have set a table for you so that you can see, and I'm gonna take you over there now. Whoop, the egg is supposed to be roasted, by the way. It'll tell you that in their book, but this is a raw egg, so I'm gonna be careful. And you can prepare your table as simple or as extravagant as you would like. But you will need a few things. So I'm gonna set this down right here. And just go over the table with you. You'll need to have plates set out. You'll need candles. You'll need some wine or grape juice. We always like to read the Jesus Storybook Bible for the story of Exodus, and we have one in English and Creole for our family. And you will also need glasses for the wine or the grape juice. Part of the Seder feast includes 4 cups of wine. So pace yourself, know yourself as you pour the wine, because you're going to be going through 4 glasses as part of our remembrance. There's a cup of blessing at one point, and there's a cup of praise. And one of the ones that I love, I think is really cool, is the cup of plagues. And we're reminded by God in Proverbs that we do not gloat over our enemy's misfortune. So as we read through the plagues of Egypt, we all dip our finger in our glass and put 1 drop for each plague as we go. And it just creates this really cool visual for everybody to remember. And the whole night is full of just really tangible, symbolic things like that for everybody to remember. So I'm going to call everyone to the table now. Come on, guys, let's sit around the table. And you might be thinking, this does not look like a feast at all. There's like a Lego bone and an egg and some parsley. But you will prepare a meal for your family. You have to make dinner beforehand, and there's some traditional recipes in your book, but search online if you'd like, or make something that you think your family will enjoy. And then we'll all sit around the table and eat when it's time. And then when we're done with our meal, we'll come back and we'll have communion together and lift the final cup of praise. And at the end, we all raise our glass and we say, next year in Jerusalem.
Next
year in Jerusalem. Yes. And this symbolizes for believers just our hope and our longing for Christ's return, and when we will all be together around the marriage supper of the Lamb when he returns. So bless you as you prepare for your Passover Seder. You can do it. God bless. All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.